So the first thing you want to start out with is a stippling brush, and this one is from Real Techniques. And I'll show you right here in a second where it says stippling brush. And this is just a really dense brush. It's not real hair. It's, what's it called? Duo fiber. So it really works well in blending seamlessly all over the skin. And this is a very cheap brush. You can get this at most drugstores. And this is the foundation that I've been loving recently. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is going to be really good if you have oily skin because it's going to control the oil. And this is in the color 103 Natural Buff. This will give you that really flawless looking skin. And also what I love about it is that I can't really feel it on my face. I don't feel like I'm wearing pounds and pounds of makeup. So I'm just going to put this straight on my brush. Usually I would just put it on my hand and dab the brush on my hand, but I was too lazy for that today. So I just spread it out evenly throughout my face and just start blending. That is the key to making this foundation look seamless, is you've just got to work in circular motions all over your face. I look like I'm being really rough, but I'm not. And here I am putting on more, which I really didn't need to do, but so just keep blending, blending, blending. We're going to prime our eyes. So this is MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. I've been using this for years, literally years. I just spread it on my finger and spread it all over my eyelid, and this is really going to help to conceal any veins or any blemishes that you might have on your eyelid and give you just a flat base to work with. So I do this even if I'm not wearing any eyeshadow, because if you put foundation all over your face and don't put anything on your eyelids, it's going to look pretty weird because you're going to have flawless skin and then you're going to have your normal skin, which is on your eyelids, and it's just going to look weird. This is also really great for using under eyeshadows. It helps your eyeshadow stay on long, all day, and not crease. So now we're going to do concealer, and I'm going to show you here. I've been using the Instant Age Rewind. What is that, Maybelline? And it's a sponge tip applicator. You just kind of, what color am I using it in? I think this is light. And it's a sponge tip applicator, and I really like that because it kind of helps spread. It's probably not the most sanitary because, as we all know, sponges harbor bacteria, but I'm just going to spread this in a triangle formation under my eyelids, and you want to make sure you bring that down because that's kind of where you want the light centered on your face. I put a little on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and down on my chin. Next, I'm going to use a beauty blender. This is actually a Real Techniques complexion sponge, and these are like $6, and you can get them at the drugstore, and they are the best thing. You just want to run it under water and squeeze out the excess water, and then you could use this to apply your foundation, blend in your concealer like I'm using it here. And what's really good is that it has two different shape sizes on both ends. So it has a pointed end, which I'm using here, which is really great for getting under your eyelid. So I'm just continuing to blend with my complexion sponge. And as you can see, the point of the complexion sponge really helps to blend out all these areas. Sorry for the super awkward close-ups. That's embarrassing. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set all those areas that we just highlighted and concealed. This is the CoverGirl translucent powder. This stuff smells amazing. That's in shade 113, I think. There's only a couple shades, but this stuff is awesome for setting. This is a Sephora powder brush. So like I said, this stuff is really great for setting your under eye, and just be careful because a lot comes in it and you can't really control. So you really need a little bit. I just take whatever's left in the cap, swirl it around, and pat it all over my face. focusing on those areas that we just concealed and highlighted. This is going to help your concealer not crease throughout the day or move. It also kind of mattifies, which is good if you have oily skin. You can bring this with you wherever you might be, and it kind of controls the oils on your face. And like I said, this stuff smells amazing, so go get you some. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bronze or contour. Not a huge contour. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in C8 Cocoa. This is a great contouring shade. I'm really just bronzing here. I'm not doing a lot of contouring. And this is the Sigma Angled Contour Brush. What is that, the F40? I'm not sure what that was, but... So I'm just going to take this in a 3 formation on my face, starting on my cheekbones. You want to make that fish face, suck in your cheekbones so you can kind of see where it is you want to hollow out. And you want to remember that contouring is aging. It makes you look older. So if you are not trying to look older, this might be a step that you might want to skip, or you might want to use a more orangey bronzer. And just kind of fluff it all over your face for a kind of sun-kissed look. But here, so this is a 3 formation. It starts in your forehead, goes down to your cheekbone, and then all the way down to the jawline where I'm doing now. And you really want to make sure you blend this out, because there have been times where I just have not blended enough, and I'll look back on pictures from wherever I might have been, and I have this stripe going down under my cheek, and you do not want that, girl, trust me. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Express Brow Kit. I'm not sure if they sell this anymore, but you can buy these powders. This is a hot mess. It's so dirty. I've had this forever. You can buy those powders, those eyebrow powders, on their own. So you want to use the lighter shade all throughout the eyebrow, and I'm just following my natural brow shape and filling in. Some days I do use a brow pencil. I'll do a more in-depth brow tutorial in the future, but for now, today, I wasn't really going anywhere, so I just kind of filled it in. And this angled brush is really good for your brows. It does not have to be this exact Anastasia brow pencil brush. You could get any angled brush like this. You really want it to be sharp and precise, because it's going to give you that really clean and shapely brow that you want. And you can see when I get closer to the inner portion of my eyebrow, you want to use a really light hand, and also I turn the brush sideways just to get that straight edge there. And you'll see in a little bit I'm going to take a spoolie and just kind of blend it all out. So now I'm taking the darker shade in that duo, and you always want to use a darker shade in the highest point of the eyebrow and the ends to really define the brow. Never, ever, ever use it in the inner portion of your brow, because then you're going to look a little cray-cray, girl. So just use it in the outer portions. And like I said, you're going to go in and blend this with a spoolie in a second anyways. But never use a dark color that close to the inner portion of your brow. So this is the NYX Micro Brow. I'm just using the spoolie on this. There's been a lot of raving about the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil, and I do love those. I've tried the mechanical and the sharpened pencil, and I really do love them. They're great products, but this is a great dupe for those. This is just like the mechanical pencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that pencil is $26, I think, and this one is $6. This is NYX, and you can get that at most drugstores. So this is my favorite blush. This is Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. It's like $2 at the drugstore, and this is just a basic powder brush from Sephora. And this stuff is so potent. You really only need a tiny bit. I love blush. I think it's one of my favorite pieces of makeup to use, and sometimes I do go overboard, but I don't really care because I just love it so much. And this lasts pretty much all day. So that's a great drugstore find. So I'm just blending out my blush. And the next thing I'm going to do is just take a big fluffy brush. This is the Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush, and I'm just going to blend that blush into the bronzer that I used earlier and make sure there's no separation or anything. So the next thing I'm going to do is line my waterline with eyeliner. This is the Maybelline Master Drama, and this is the best drugstore kohl eyeliner. It's literally like butter, and it's so dark, and it stays put. It doesn't smudge or anything. It's literally awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is lashes. These are the Ardell 107s, and on a normal day I probably wouldn't wear lashes, but I thought I would incorporate that into this video because people always ask. So with lashes, you want to hold them up next to your face, and the way they are in the pack is the way that they go on your eye. Also with lashes, they are not made to fit everybody's eyes. So, as you can see here, the lashes are a little bit long for my eye. Like, my eye is shorter than the actual length of the lash. So what you want to do is trim off a little bit. And this is very important. You never want to trim off from the inner corner. You always want to trim from the outer corner. So here I'm just grabbing my scissors. You'll need scissors. And some people use tweezers to put them on. I don't, but if it helps you, use them. And this is the Duo eyelash adhesive in the dark tone. I love this. I used to use white eyelash glue and I hated it, and this is literally the best thing. So here I'm just snipping off a little end to the eyelash to make sure that they fit my eye. And you can just take off the little snippet and put it on the other lash and cut it. That way you know to cut the same amount. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing here, but I think you kind of get it. You want to cut the same amount that you cut off the other one to the other pair that you haven't cut yet. So here I'm just eyeballing it, but that's because I've been doing this for a really long time. But definitely measure out the previous lash to the lash that you're cutting now, if this is something you haven't done before. So now I'm going to apply some glue. And the important thing about glue is that you want to use very little. So a huge blob is going to come out. Do not put that one blob on one spot. You want to drag it all across the lash band. So see that huge blob? You want to trace it all along the band. You do not want to just put it in one spot. And you really don't need a lot of glue. Just a very thin coat. And you want to wait for your lashes to get tacky. You want the glue to get tacky. And some people don't wait long enough and they just stick them right on their eye, and that is literally a recipe for disaster. Do not do that. If you learn anything from this video, that is the most important thing to take away from this. Do not put them directly on your eye. You need to give them at least a full minute, 60 seconds to get tacky. And honestly, I think it takes a little bit more than 60 seconds. So a good way to learn when the glue is tacky is to put some on your hand and just watch it get tacky. It will literally change color. The dark one, at least, will get darker. And that's how you know. So in the meantime, while my lashes are drying, I'm going to line my lips with this NYX lip liner in Natural. And you don't have to line your lips. I just like to do it because it adds a little bit of dimension when I put on my lipstick and lip gloss. And please excuse the awkward faces that I'm making. A lot of people also don't know that you can use a lip liner as a lipstick. You just fill in your lips like you're coloring. This is the NYX Butter Lipstick. I'm not sure what color this is in. Okay, so my camera died, but here I'm just applying the glue the way that I just taught you how. Just applying a thin band of glue. Doing the same to the other lash. And then I'm going to let them dry. And I'm just showing you the lip gloss that I put on. This is NYX, I don't even know what shade it was, and I'm being silly. And here I decided I'm going to do some wing liner today, so this is the Milani Eye-Tech Extreme in 01 Black is Black, and this is the best drugstore liquid eyeliner I've ever used. It's a felt tip marker, and I'm just really good with pens. Like, I'm better at doing eyeliner with pens than anything else because I feel like I have complete control over it. It's just like writing for me with a pen, so this is just what I love to use. And to do that little wing, I just make a line going out at the outer corner and then just connect it to the line that I made tracing my eye. So see, I start in the inner corner and just trace the shape of my eye. And you want to make sure to keep it the same thickness all the way to the end of the eye. So here I make my little flick. So here I just make my little flick and then connect it back to the line I originally made and fill it in. And it's that easy. Clearly I love this stuff. Okay, so now my lashes, the lash glue should be tacky. And this is super important. You want to be looking down into a mirror when you do this. Never try to put lashes on looking straight on into a mirror. Always have a mirror beneath you. And you just place them on the lid. And the first thing I do is make sure I have the inner corner all set. And the video cut out here, but you just make sure you have the inner corner all set in and then just tap on the lash to the rest of your lashes. So thanks for watching. I hope this helped some of you and gave you some pointers. Bye.